Good afternoon, my friends. I am Dark-Minded Sith, and this is episode 4 of Let's Play Banjo-Tooie. Getting ready to start World 1 here. Figured I'd show these off before I enter. This is gonna give us information about the world that's in front of us. And I think if you... as you can see, I've opened this world. So if you go to it now, I think he just... yeah, he doesn't want to give us any information about it, because he's just like, dude, just go in there already and... see what the world's like for yourself, man. So, I welcome you, my friends, to World 1. This is Mayan Temple. Doesn't look too shabby. Ooh, nice. Alright, so, right away, you'll notice something a little different. A warp pad. And this mysterious stranger is just gonna give all the information that I would give you. Should I even be doing this Let's Play and commentating it all? Well, there's something familiar, an extra honeycomb piece, but... come on, think thin, Banjo. Want to lubricate you by chance? Maybe we can turn into the pumpkin later and squeeze in there. One can only dream. So, let the world begin and let the collectathons begin. Right off the bat, if you go over here to the right, if I can find it, it should be our first Jinjo. Yep, there you are. And it's calling for our help. I have the audio turned down a little bit, so I can't tell if it's like help or something like that. Anyway. Oh great, the stupidity begins already. And now we got notes. Those are familiar, but once again you'll see that they're a little different. They're in these little, I don't know, ashtrays, I guess. And we get 5 at a time rather than 1 at a time. You'll come to learn notes are relatively useless in this game. Not entirely, but they don't really serve much of a purpose. What happened to you, man? He got sunk down and now he's just ahead. Did he melt? Did he sink? What happened? What's this? Oh, who are you? Mumbo Pad? Mumbo. That sounds familiar. And we have a sign. Opened up my eyes, it did. Yeah. They'll normally give hints and stuff, but I'm not even entirely sure if I'll read them or not. This is a location we can't quite enter yet, but let's go ahead and get the objective. What's up, Statue of Liberty head? Yeah, I mean, that music. Check that out. Stony kickball. Not a big fan of kickball. I played it in the 7th grade, and it just wasn't very fun. But of course, in the 7th grade, I pretty much hated everything in the universe, so... I had really bad acne when I was in 7th grade, and it pretty much just ruined my life. Alright, so, we're gonna have to find a way to get past Mr. Bouncer here. Yeah, man, offer him money, but I don't even know if there's a form of currency in this universe. Money's no good here. You need something more real. Anyway. Alright, let's get the move on. So, got a couple of objectives established. We need to get in there somehow. We need to find a way to get past him. Of course, in tons of video games, you always have the character that blocks the way, and for some reason the character won't just beat the crap out of the guy. So, oh, what? Sorry, hey. Yeah, well, since you blatantly insulted me, I'm totally going over there. Alright, would get some of these notes, but I don't think they're gonna matter. Alright, the heck is this? It said press B. Oh, kind of look like bottles. Yeah, exactly. His sprite next to his text, I can't entirely make it out all that well. It kind of looks like he's got white eyeballs in it, but then he wears the shades, so I don't know. I don't really. Oh my God! What? Oh, that's scary. Well, at least he died having fun, you know. Alright, so it looks like Jam Jars is going to function as bottles in this game. Yeah, I love how they just acknowledge it's a video game. They're so self-aware, it's fun. He's got a stick, but something tells me it's not really going to function at all. It's probably just there to make him look important and point it in our faces. God, quit insulting us, man. You don't even know what we're capable of yet. I'd say we're capable of way more than he is. Alright, so yeah, as you can see, the notes are... You have to get enough notes to learn the different moves from him, but... I have never had a situation where I haven't had enough notes to learn a move from him. I don't know, they usually give you ridiculous... The amount you need is usually just way underwhelming. Alright, now that I've babbled over that whole thing, we actually learned a new move. He's going to serve as our bottles in this game, teach us several new moves, and his are a lot more interesting and fancier than bottles were. The move he taught us was egg aim. Go to first person mode, and wow, look at that. Yeah, that's a lot more useful. It's one of those moves where, you know, you get it, and then it almost, I don't know, I mean, I go back and I play Banjo-Kazooie, and I just almost despise using eggs in that game, just because I just prefer, I mean, the egg game is just so much better. Alright, so we've activated another warp pad, and stand on it and press B. It gives you all the locations of all the other warp pads. And that allows us to just conveniently get around the level, which gives you an idea of just how much bigger Banjo-Tooie really is. Warp pads would have been handy in the first game, but the worlds were much smaller. Rare was constantly expanding, and this is a Globo. Oh, by the way, I entered a house here. It was shaped like a giant skull, which means the person in here must have a skull of some kind, because that's how people are in these Banjo-Kazooie games. They have to have the house that looks like what they are. Except for Banjo. He just has a regular house. I'm surprised he doesn't have a big banjo head and house or something. Ah, Mumbo. Man, long time no see, buddy. I haven't seen him in a while. Last time we saw him was like on the beach, where he gave us pictures of things that we might see in this game, right? Mumbo's going to have a very different role in this game that we're going to find out soon. And this little dialogue right here, get used to it, because you're going to have to read it like every single time you come see Mumbo. Because remember, don't be a Dumbo. Go see Mumbo. Alright, so we have to find a Globo in order to get Mumbo's help. And you only need one each time. It actually doesn't increase at all. So once you find the Globo in the world, you can come give it to Mumbo, and that's right, we can actually control Mumbo. Mumbo has joined our party. Guess we'll read the sign first. Why does he have a sign in his house? Why would he want that? Yeah, so Mumbo really has his time to shine. He didn't really get to do anything offensively in the first game. He mostly just sat around and gave us spells. And raked his leaves and got a suntan. And, click-clock wood. Yeah, Mumbo can actually attack enemies, but I don't particularly find myself doing that too much. Unless they just really get in the way. God, I hate those things. You can't really kill them, and I don't know if I've taken the time to really show this, but enemies actually respawn in this game, which adds a little nice touch of difficulty, because the enemies just stay dead permanently in Kazooie. Alright, so here's a warp pad, a Mumbo pad. And if we stand on it and press B with Mumbo, he'll put his magic skills to the test. We have the move called Summon. So we're going to summon the Golden Goliath. And by summon, we mean pull him out. Okay, so he wasn't melted or something. What on earth does this do? He's giant, he's golden. He's moving around like he's been dead for years. Or maybe he was never alive. Alright, so Goliath has come to life, but it only lasts a short time. So not only can we control Mumbo in this game, we can control this guy. That's right, but only for a limited time, unfortunately. This guy quite reminds me of like Rambi the Rhino in Donkey Kong. Where he's just like invincible, pretty much. Don't want to mess with this guy. These annoying things, bam, can finally get our revenge. So the big golden Goliath is not going to be killed by a slingshot, but he is going to open up some of these areas in the level. We'll have access to many other areas because of him, like the Jade Snake Grove. Hold on, Jinjo. I'll help you eventually. But if we go through this quicksand here, we got the Jiggy right there. That's our first Jiggy of the world. Goliath doesn't take the time to dance, though. We don't have time for all that. I think I'm going to have to use Goliath a second time, though, because there's no way I'm going to have time to open the other area we need to. Bam! Yeah, I might as well just goof off for the next 20 seconds or so. So I guess I should take this time to talk about a couple of things. What can I talk about? Can I activate this warp pad with him? Or am I too big and it won't count? Okay, it does. Can I warp? Nah, it just kicks. That would have been interesting. Alright, I guess I'll take the time to talk about a couple of things. Alright, so the magic runs out and Goliath's all sad. Oh man, that bending looks really awkward. Looks almost painful. He sounds squeaky, like he needs oil, like the Tin Man. Alright, and you can activate and use them as much as you want. Excuse me. We're only going to need them a little bit more here. There's another area to open. Alright, so things to talk about. Excuse me. Voice keeps getting all clogged up and stuff. So, what are my goals for this Let's Play? Well, what I'm going to try to do with all the worlds is I'm going to try to go through them and 100% them in the most organized way that I can. Because these worlds are big, and there's quite a lot of collectibles, and what I really don't want to do is do it in a very unorganized way. I don't want to be flip-flopping to the same locations over and over again. So, hold that thought for just a second. Yeah, I'm sorry, man, but you had your time to shine. That's gonna about do it for Golden Goliath. Did I hit that? Yeah, okay, hit the rock. I think that's all he can do, actually. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, as you can see, these enemies respawn, so... It was still fun to do, but relatively useless, I guess. Alright, so let's activate these... So let's utilize the warp pads here. And yeah, you can see how useful they are. We can conveniently go right back to where all the different areas. So, I'm going to try to make sure and kind of plan ahead of time which Jiggies I should get first and second and last and such. Sorry, Mumbo. Back to the boring Baron Bird again. But Mumbo certainly has not seen the last of his days. We will see him quite a bit in this Let's Play, so... For all you members of the Mumbo Alliance, you're in luck. Alright, so where to next? Let me see. Let's go to the beginning of the world. Yeah, it's kind of what I mean. I'm going to try to do all of this in an organized way, because I don't want to be flip-flopping to the same locations 20 different times and just be all over the place randomly. I want to make sure I do this in a very effective and organized way. So now that we got this flight pad activated, that stupid fat rock is out of the way, we can take it to the skies. And there's quite a lot that we can access if we fly around. Okay, good, they actually put a flight pad here, that's good. I didn't want to land and have to go all the way back. Go on the top here. There we go, that's Jinjo number 2. And I guess I can, now that I've gotten a couple, I guess I can show this off. No, don't peck the air, that's not what I meant to do. As you can see on our start menu, we have a section called Jinjos. This gives you a list of all the Jinjos and all their colors. We've gotten one orange, one green, one purple. It also shows you how many of each family. So, and the thing about the Jinjos is that their colors are entirely randomized in your file. The locations of the Jinjos are always the same, but the color of them is different every time. So, the Jinjo I just got might be white, it might be black, it might be purple, you know, it might not be orange like the one I got, so that's just a little something to keep in mind. I don't know if there's any, I'm not entirely sure how that works exactly, but I don't know if it's just incredibly randomized or what exactly, but or if it depends on the file, or I don't know how they rendered that, but the most I can gather is that they just randomized the Jinjos every file. So we took it to the skies and got a couple of collectibles, and I think that'll about do it for that. So let's move on to some of these areas that I've opened up.